Bonjour. I'm still in Paris. It is 5:45 in the morning. The city is already bustling to a fairly large degree. There are trucks everywhere, obviously getting all their deliveries in before the day begins. I need to go into this massive edifice here. This is the Paris Gare du Nord, and find my train to that there London. So I think they suggested going down this way. Trains, yes. We shall go this way and see what we can find. Yeah, it's been a lovely trip, but chaotic even by Hubnut standards. Like this morning, I booked breakfast and left the hotel before breakfast time. So well done me. Is Gare du Nord? Is this the international up here? 712 London St Pancras, that's what I'm on. Enregistrement ouvert. Check-in open. Just for the train fans, of course, there are Eurostar services to other countries within the EU as well, so no border checks necessary. They go off to Amsterdam, Brussels, and I forget where else. And then, of course, you've got the TGV, France's own high speed. So let's go on one of those one day. And then I love the fact that you come along and then we got things start getting slowly more ordinary. Oh, no idea what that noise was. And then you got this thing. I think that's my favourite. I like that one most. Yeah, that's quite a nice view. Look at that. London is that away, man. Yeah, I went Hubnut. Here I am at Charles de Gaulle Airport. I will be catching one of those imminently. I can't zoom. Wrong mode. Hold on. There we go. I'm going to be getting on one of those EasyJet A320s. You can tell it's a 320 because look, it's got the double door in the overwing exit. We're not geeks, I promise. We're not getting on that one, but we are getting on one. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, why are you getting one? You were at Gare du Nord about to get on the Eurostar. Yeah, I got that wrong as well. Somehow I managed to book it out for yesterday morning. So I managed to book it for before I'd gone to the conservatoire. Even I'm beginning to despair at this point. I think people think I'm doing this for clicks. It's just like, no, apparently I'm that stupid. And just keep getting it all horribly wrong. It's been a stressful morning because having realised I got the wrong day, I then went to the booking office where they would very happily have taken £260 for travelling today on the Eurostar. So I told them where they could shove that and went online, managed to get a flight home for 100 quid, which is still quite expensive for EasyJet, but it's last minute. What are you going to do? The point is, I'm on it, so then had to get back on the train, go back through Aulnay-sous-Bois, which means I wasted my money on the taxi fare this morning because it didn't actually take me anywhere I needed to go. Yeah, it's just going really well, really good. But I'm calming down now. Obviously there's been a certain amount of panic this morning. I'm sorry for not recording any of that, but the priority was to get myself here, get myself through security and get all checked in. Happily, my jump pack that I've got with me as a battery, second battery, was accepted, or at least they didn't even check it. So that was good, because I was worried I would have to lose that. As it is, I only lost some toiletries I couldn't be bothered to bag that were pretty much dead anyway. But now perusing the old duty-free. The duty-free section here is tiny. I know I'm flying to Bristol, which has a ridiculously enormous duty-free that seems to take forever to get through. So got that joy. Then there are no trains from Bristol, well, not from the airport, so I'm going to have to get a bus. And once I'm on the bus, then I can get to the train station. If I'm lucky, I can make the train I'm meant to be on. I've already booked the train back to Carmarthen, but if I'm unlucky, I can't. So we'll see how that pans out. But yeah, it's not going particularly well, and I am slightly distressing about my inability to book anything, really. Disaster. Well, we've landed. Is that a good noise for a plane to make? Is that all the blades moving around because they're not spinning at high speed? I don't know. Engine's just there. But yeah, very pleasant journey. The A320 is a lovely plane to fly on. Let's go and get through the horror of security and see if I can find a train somehow after a bus. Well, here I am at Bristol Temple Meads. So it's been a trip of fantastic looking train stations, if nothing else. I don't think I appreciated the architecture of this place when I first came here on my way to Glastonbury 95 as a spotty 17-year-old. It's a beautiful building. They're working on quite a lot of it, but a beautiful area. I just had a tasty lunch snack down there. Came here by bus. It's an airport transfer. It's about 35-40 minutes. It's not very pleasant, and even worse, it's got conference seating upstairs, so I end up sitting around a table with 4 blokes, none of us wanting to interact with each other because we're all travel weary. What a weird idea. It's got being in bleeding Hogwarts, isn't it? Right, I need to stop using this as a camera and actually use it as my ticket. This isn't my train, but it is just about to depart. I quite like the noise these Voyagers make, although when you're on them, it can get a bit much. Oh, there we go. Deep bassy rumbles. Looking a bit grubby. What the hell has happened to them? Public transport in France, some of it was quite old, but it was all immaculate, which is odd. Lots of graffiti about on buildings and stuff, but the trains themselves were, yeah, beautifully clean. Right, I got 20 minutes to my train. It goes to Cardiff, and then I suspect we'll be on one of those little commuter ones back to Carmarthen. So as I sit here waiting for my train, it's yeah, it's been such a shocking day, and my errors so far on this trip, and there have been a great many of them, mean the cost of the trip has spiraled out of all control, easily double what it should have been, and the chance of making a profit on the trip, no, it's going to be a big loss, and it's extra upsetting. If everything had gone to plan, I think we could have just about scraped a profit on the trip. Got 3 videos out of it on 2 different channels, and a load of the shorts bring in no money, like £1 each, but you try and see them more for exposure and advertising, effectively, where I get a little bit of money instead of having to pay someone. But yeah, it's not good. We're not in a great financial position. We're not millionaire YouTubers. You need kind of million subs to be in that sort of league. So the trip was already a bit, you know, push comes to shove, it's tricky, but obviously it being the last time this place was ever going to be open, the Citroën Conservatoire, I really wanted to make the journey, and I thought I could make it work, and I've obviously ruined that, and it's not a very nice feeling. I've kind of let myself down, I've let Miss Hubnut down, I've let the cars down, because the funds we were trying to scrape together for repairs and tax and MOTs, etc., is much depleted. So pretty stupid all round, really, and not even sure why I'm sharing with you. I could just bury this away and pretend it never happened, but that's not really my style. I do like to try and be real about what's happening in my life. Oh, he's cheerful. Can you understand the word? That's way too cheery. Platform change. They're always fun. I hope we don't have one. Oh, I've just noticed it's running late. Oh, that doesn't mean I'm going to miss my connection. It was showing us on time. But now the 11:58 is due at 12:07. Oh, I think the driver must be getting a hoon on. It's expected at 12:01 now. He's making up time. It's just the 4 coaches. That sounds like it could be crowded. There's a lot of people waiting. So I guess the big question is, was it better than driving? And I'm afraid probably not. I'm going to say, whichever form of public transport you go for, there's an awful lot of this. Just sitting around doing nothing, waiting. And sometimes that can be nice. And sometimes when you've got stuff being built opposite you, it cannot be nice. But and then you got the stress of, how do I get here? How do I get there? Whereas you get in the car, you program your sat nav, it's sorted. So I am having mild regret about not driving. And the other advantage would have been, you know, obviously when I'm at my hotel, the hotel was pretty much in the middle of nowhere. And without a car, you're kind of stranded. So yeah, I think I chose wrong. It's all because I was concerned about the Paris low emission zone, but I'm not even sure Aulnay-sous-Bois would be within it. Perhaps should have done a bit more research. I tried looking into it, it wasn't very clear. I don't fully understand the critère thing over in France anyway. But anyway, more waiting. 12:02 now, it keeps on changing. Oh, deep joy. One of the class 158s. These are quite loud and old fashioned. Well, that was an almighty Horlicks. This train by GWR running late. We actually pulled in, our train was here, the next train to Carmarthen. And as our doors opened, those doors closed and off it went. Absolutely appalling. Jeepers, you could have just held it for a minute, not even that, and we could have all got aboard. Me and my old lady friends who were also trying to escape the hideous stag do on that train. We're all sort of clustered together in the corridor, hating on it. It was awful. It just doesn't seem to be tolerated in France. If you make a noise on public transport, you kind of get lynched. And there was the bus driver who didn't seem to care about me at all. One lady had her phone, it wasn't even loud. You know how some people are, they have it blasting out. But you know, it was audible, and he just turned around and he was just like, no. So yeah, apparently public transport a bit different over there. There are lots of French people shaking their head, being absolutely appalled by the noise levels. Whoa, lads, way, effing this, effing that. Makes you so proud to be British. Anyway, got nothing to do now, got a 40-minute wait for the next train. Brilliant. I just want to be home at this point. I just want to be home. And of course, another thing, if I'd taken the car, if I was feeling a bit tired, I could just pull over and have a stop somewhere. Maybe do a bit of sightseeing along the way. If you're on the train, you're kind of stuck at train stations, which are a miserable place in this day and age. There are no lovely cafes, there are no nice facilities. You just get to stand next to a idling diesel train and enjoy absolutely nothing. So there we are. Anyway, I've just posted the first part of the Hub Notes tour of France, the Parisian trip, and obviously that's doing really well. No, not at all, but hey, I had fun making it. And yeah, I'll be posting this on Hub Notes as well, I imagine, but at some point I'll be home, hopefully. So I believe that is the Principality Stadium over there, where there's football and occasionally some proper sport like rugby, as well as a great many music gigs. I've just come for a walk just to try and get it all away from it all. There were like 7 announcements all going off at once. It was horrible. So I'm just going to hide down here and look at a building. At the risk of turning into train nut, have some trains. They class 57s? I don't really know trains. One seems to be just trundling off gently. These new ones, I will admit, these are fairly pleasant trains. They've got conventional automatic gearboxes. They're about a 6-speed, I think, trying to count them. I could spend some time here just trying to work out what they are, couldn't I? But yeah, they sound very nice. They're pretty comfortable. Yeah, not bad. Certainly better than some of the really old stock I've got going on. I haven't been on any of the really new stuff. Transport for Wales is effectively nationalised rail, and it has not all been plain sailing, it must be said, and I'm still quite angry with them for the whole door slamming in our face scenario. But yeah, they're trying. They really are trying. Let's see if we can hear it changing gear as it goes past. That's what you do for fun when you're catching trains and having to wait for hours and hours. You see if the trains change gear. They did just blow the whistle on that one, and it isn't going. There was one gear change. Listen out, folks. That was a gear change, surely. Now, a fun fact about these trains is they're hybrids. So that's it. Just started shutting down the main engine. Now the pantograph has come up, and for the rest of its journey into London, it's electric. So they cheaped out, obviously, on electrifying the line. The line was meant to get electrified at least as far as Swansea, and they didn't, because of course they didn't. They cheaped out, so GWR had to get hybrid trains that can convert to electric. They're a lot quieter on electric, obviously. There we go, we ended up on one of the Hitachis anyway, the Class 800s with their V12 turbo diesel engines. Very, very smooth. You can't really tell it's a V12, I suppose. That's rather the point of V12. I now need to go and see how much trouble I'm in with Miss Hubnut. This could be bad. This could be very bad.
And now he's dead. Only joking. I didn't kill him.
I'm very sorry.
Yet.